Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and once again reviewing another DreamWorks film. And this time, and yes, you read the title of what I'm reviewing, I'm of course reviewing Kung Fu Panda. Yep, Kung Fu Panda. What do I have to say about Kung Fu Panda? Well, I love it. I think it is good. It's really good. It's beautiful, like the animation, for example, and the story is good. The characters are great. It has some emotional and funny moments to it. It's fantastic. Of course, you have Po, and his dad being Mr. Ping, who's a duck. Well, no, a goose. I guess, probably a goose. I guess and of course, he helps his dad in a noodle shop, noodle restaurant, and Po being a fan of the Furious Five, of course being Tigress, Viper, Monkey, Crane, and Mantis, and of course their master Shifu, and even Master Oogway, and Oogway tells Shifu that, Tai Long will return, and Tai Long, he's a pretty good villain too. And so, even Shifu, he sends, I now forget this one goose's name, but, flies off and tells him about what Shifu said, and Michael Clark Duncan voicing the rhino, it's pretty cool. Also, the ceremony of who will be the Dragon Warrior happens, and Po trying to get in, but of course, with fireworks, he launches up in the sky, lands, and Oogway points at him that he's the Dragon Warrior. Everybody, including Po, think that, there's been a mistake. But, turns out Oogway never, because even Oogway says, there are no mistakes. And, of course, he's right, this is Oogway we're talking about, so, and so, because throughout that time, and even, Shifu wanting to get rid of Po, and even Tigress said to Po, you don't belong here, etc. And that cool scene where Tai Long escapes, from prison, taking out those rhinos, etc., and, giving the goose a message to Shifu, and tell him the real Dragon Warrior is coming home. And yet, and even that part where, because after Po, he falls down, all those stairs, and Mantis and Viper, they're helping him, just put the needles and such on him. And of course, we get to know the backstory of Tai Long, and that he wanted the Dragon Scroll, but Oogway saw darkness in his heart or something like that, and outraged, Tai Long pretty much attacked and destroyed parts of the China village, and was going after the Dragon Skull. But of course, Shifu tried to defeat him, but he couldn't, because he raised him he raised Tai Long like he was a son. And Oogway took care of Tai Long, and then of course that's why for many years Shifu kind of bit depressed and something like that because of his mood. So because of Tai Long, for example. And then, of course, even that one part where Po, he's just, "Ooh," and Tigress, "Oh, that's it. Wait, my fault," as Mantis says. I accidentally poked his reaction nerve, or whatever it is. Oh, and I may stopped his heart. Oh, God. But funny there, just, and so, yeah, and also, because that part where Oogway, he passes the stick, the staff, whatever it is, and my time has ended, blah, 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 and so, that scene with Po and the Furious Five eating the noodles that Po served them, and, because a little bit of noodle sticking down around his around his lip or something like that, pretending to be Shifu, and then, of course, Po, because Shifu comes in and tells him about Tai Long and everything else, and then Po has to stop him, but Po this time runs away. He actually tries to get out of there. But of course Shifu tells him that he can't run away, etc. And that conversation between Po and Shifu, pretty good, and Po explaining why he stayed, blah, 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 because you could change me, as I remember correctly, that's what Po said. And then that's when Tigress and the rest of the Furious Five, they go after Tai Long, because they, thinking they could defeat him. But They really don't. They try, but they just no. He was too powerful for them. So even for the Furious Five, so, you know. And of course, that whole sequence with Shifu and Po like training and such in that water, you know, because where Kung Fu all started, that lake, that river, pond, whatever, and them fighting over those little balls, whatever, you know, Chinese ball food. I don't know the name for those, but, you know, help me out. And Po gets the dragon scroll, and pretty much there's nothing on it. You know, it's just your reflection, basically. And that's when the entire village is evacuated and such, and then that fight between Shifu and Tai Long, and then Po comes in, he has the dragon scroll, and yet the way they fight and such, like, the belly flop or something, like squash, because with Po, it's funny. Yeah, like, you know, Tai Long trying to defeat Po, he just can't, you know, he's Po, and he's the Dragon Warrior, and of course, Po does the whooshy finger, you know, and, like, after, like, Tai Long's a bit beat up and such, and even at one point he bites his tail, you know, it's funny, and you hear a little kitty meow, and, like, you know, as the whooshy finger and like Tai Long, the whooshy finger, you're bluffing, you don't know that, or something like that. And it's like, I figured it out on my own, you know, skadoosh, and boom, you know, Tai Long's defeated, so. And, like, Po, he is the Dragon Warrior. Oogway was right, and as Oogway said, there are no mistakes. So, yep. And this is Oogway we're talking about, a Grand Master, etc. So, you know, a wise master, blah, 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 you know. Of course, you know, Shifu's okay and such, and, like, he was inner peace, you know, relaxing, and so does Po, and right before the movie ends with the credits, you know, like, Po says, you want to get something to eat? And, like, Shifu, yeah, something like that. The credits roll, and CeeLo Green's, version of everybody's kung fu fighting. I like that version, actually. You have CeeLo Green and Jack Black singing it as well. You know, living frightening or kung fu fight. You know, he's singing in the background, you know, like, kind of like the chorus or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and there's even an end credit scene, I remember. It's just, it is Po and Shifu, they're eating, and we saw this earlier, like, I guess Shifu, like, planted a plant or something, and it was, we see, as the camera backs out of them, like, we see the plant growing and such, you know. And the movie ends. And Kung Fu Panda, I love it. It is pretty good. And for its sequels, well, with Kung Fu Panda 2, we'll get to that awesome sequel later on. So, yeah, and you guys let me know what you think of Kung Fu Panda, because I love it and I think it's pretty good. And I give Kung Fu Panda, well, 10 out of 10 stars. What the heck? Because it is awesome. It's really good. The animation is fantastic. The characters are good. The music, the story, I'm pretty sure I said, it has some funny moments and emotional moments, of course, you know, here and there. Yeah, it's just fantastic. So again, 10 out of 10 stars for Kung Fu Panda. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Kung Fu Panda. More new review videos coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video / review video. Take care, and peace out.